Hi Kushal.
Hi Bhaiya.
Yeah, so I'm facing a bit of a problem that I'm unable to figure out if I want to enter the digital ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
How do I really go about it?
Okay. And
Because
that is because you're working in a non-digital domain as of now?
yeah. Because I am so heavily invested in a non-digital ecosystem right now that I am not very much aware of the
Okay.
digital ecosystem, and I really don't know how do I enter even if I want to enter
Okay.
this space.
Okay. So the question is that right now you are, I mean, maybe you were working on it earlier or something, but presently you are not in practice with working on the digital system and business ideas in the digital ecosystem. And you're asking me how you can fast track that process so that very soon, if you want to start a business in this ecosystem, how will you be able to do that? Right?
Right,
Right. So
exactly.
here's
Yeah.
my take on that. The first thing that you can start with is, and again, your idea might be a web based idea, it might be an app based idea, but the first thing you can do is just browse the top 15 to 20 apps, maybe not the top 10, because in the top 5 you'll find Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and stuff like that. Maybe go through the top 15 in each and every category. So it's the social category, or if it's the investment category, in each and every category you just want to explore all the top 15 apps. And maybe we are biased towards app right now, but just do that for a while. Okay.
Okay.
Next, what you can try is, and what will happen is once you're doing this activity, you will start noticing some patterns forming in your mind that, okay, this app, it has this many downloads, probably they are doing something like this. This app, it has this many downloads, that means the market size is probably somewhere around this area. Look at games, look at social apps, look at all different types of apps that are currently trending in the market. The next thing that you can try to do is just go to TechCrunch. That website has all the information of the latest funded startups. Of course, you might not get that much information on startups that are not raising funding. A lot of bootstrap startups are also doing really well in the digital ecosystem, but at least you'll get to know if something is getting funded. That means that this market is ripe. So probably this activity will take about a week. And once you've got a hold of what's happening on TechCrunch and what are the trending apps, you'll have some idea about where the ecosystem is trying to move towards. Now, once you are also in touch with the news, like for example, Clubhouse has recently started to trend. But then
Right.
this can be a momentary trend, this can be a trend which will last for a few years. So, of course, it is very easy to just get excited seeing spikes. But again, once you've seen a few of the trends, what you want to do after this is look back and look at what happened to the funded startups earlier after 5 years. So you can also look at Crunchbase. Now, because you're in the Indian ecosystem, you might also want to look at LiveMint and VC Circle. VC Circle is an excellent website if you want to study about the Indian ecosystem, vccircle.in. Great place for you to get really like up to date information about this. Now, once you've done that, you might be having some partial idea in your mind. Okay.
Hmm.
So say you'll think that, okay, we can make an OTT of documentaries for a change, or maybe you will say I want to make a chat application, or maybe I want to make a social application, or maybe I want to make a dating application, or maybe I want to make an application for e-commerce. It can be anything, but you'll get some random idea. Maybe you'll just make a tool, maybe you'll make a backend API for whatever it matters. Like, you'll get some idea. Now the next thing,
Right.
because you are the business person, you want to be the person who's ideating, don't get down to coding. Do not get
Right.
down to coding. Stick to whatever your income source is. Don't get down to coding. Hire a developer.
Right.
Now, you don't want to do that full time, so of course you'll try to hire a freelancer. You can get developers from a lot of sources for freelancing. Also, even a lot of people who work full time might want to come home and do something on the weekend, so you can even hire excellent developers for freelancing. But ideally, I would recommend if you can hire somebody who does not cover like more than 30% of your current salary, because you will be investing heavily into all of this, and get a developer. And you might not know that the first product you're going into is that the right idea or not. But once you get into that motion of developing, there are a few things in the tech stack that you will have prepared: the backend, the front end, the server, the main idea of the website. Now start looking at what brand names are trending. Maybe buy a random website and build a landing page for your idea. And I always recommend building a landing page and writing 3 blogs, because once you build a landing page, you think of how you're going to present whatever your idea is, which you have been thinking of. And probably you'll have 3 ideas in your mind. And then while you're in that activity, you'll get to pick which is the one idea you want to do out of all those 3. So that'll help you siphon out even more of the noise once you get to this small little activity, and it hardly takes like a day to do that, right?
Right.
The next thing you can get into is try writing 3 blogs. When you write 3 blogs, what happens is, one, you get into the action of explaining your idea. The other thing is you do a lot of market research when you're trying to write that blog. So then again, you will realize which out of these 3 ideas which you had in your mind, which one is good. But again, once your developer is working on it, probably this will not be the right idea. There is a very low chance. So the next thing you want to do is, while the developer is developing whatever idea you thought of, you want to start talking to any of your friends who's in the venture capitalist industry. So you want to talk to any friend of yours who is working with a VC, because they know exactly what movements are happening in the industry. But of course, to speak to a VC, these primary things should be said, that okay, you have a process in place. So if a developer is working and a VC friend of yours tells you that there's an opportunity in this area, you have somebody who can right away jump into working on that, right? So business is a lot about timing.
Right.
Now the timing part also, before you speak to a VC, if you've done the research of what's trending online in the digital ecosystem, you've read a few blogs and you know which startups are getting funded, you will have something relevant to bounce off with this person also. And also you'll have a pattern in your mind, so that once the VC friend tells you that okay, this is what I've been working on and this seems like a good opportunity in the market, I haven't found any startup in this area, maybe if you build something we can even fund that, or whatever. If you hear of an opportunity in a certain ecosystem, you can just ask your developer to start working on that specific thing. And once you have the developer and your system and your server and your website and everything in place, the development process will be much more crisp and clear, because you'll know exactly what you're doing, and you'll know also the 90% things you are not going to do. I mean, if you're building a specific app, you can integrate advertisements, you can integrate e-commerce features, you can integrate a huge number of other things. You can build a Zomato and integrate video viewing experiences into that. You can build an app like Jeevan Sathi and again integrate a TikTok like video viewing experience into that. You can build a Spotify like app also and try to get people on the app. But there might be an opportunity behind everything where you integrate with Alexa and you realize that okay, a huge number of people might be coming to my app via Alexa instead of directly downloading my app. So again, you want to sieve out what are the 90% things you won't do in your idea, and which is the only core idea which you will solve, the core thing in your product. And once you've got that and you've heard about, and this sieving out the rest of the fluff happens when you speak to your VC friend. And that's when, if you have the developer ready, you'll probably be able to get into your idea. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it's a good start for me to at least dive into this and explore this further. So it is a good head start that I can give.
Mm-hmm. Anything that you still have a doubt about, or you feel that okay, you have at least got the stable ground to start tackling it?
I think it's a good, as I said, it's a good head start for me to at least jump into this and explore this further. Probably I was clueless in figuring that out only, that how do I really start in the first place. So I think this is a good way to at least delve into this space and explore it further, and then as in how the opportunity comes by, we'll have to execute.
Awesome. I'll also be looking forward to hear back about your idea in a few months and see where it goes. And if I can help again, do ping me again.